What do you? So this is your boy Sherry Speaks. Right now I'm going to talk to you guys about Into the Badlands Season 2, Episode 6. Man, 6 episodes already? The title of the episode is Leopard Stalks in Snow. And we got a lot of stalking in this episode. In terms of, the episode starts off pretty gritty. We see the aftermath of when the Baron's ex-wife goes in to assassinate him after she finds out that her son Ryder is dead. Her one and only son Ryder is dead because he died at the hands of his very own father. So to which we also saw last week that the Baron was obviously dealing with the grief of his son because he kept seeing him and speaking to him, which is a figment of your grief, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to someone really close to you dying. And strangely enough, he spares her. And then in an awkward transition, they ended up actually kissing, making out. It's a little awkward. But also, throughout the episode, we see Sonny having to leave. Finding a healer for one of the dolls that were injured last week when he faced off with Nas and his crew. The healer said, well, wait a minute. Sonny's like, well, wait a second. I just want you to know, I'm the reason why she was hurt in the first place. And the healer was just like, listen, son, I've met a lot of bad people, and you're not one of them. You're not as bad as you think. So I think that really reassured Sonny in his path of his moral code. Because if you remember, all at the beginning of the season, Sonny just kept saying, listen, I'm not going to kill anymore. That's not what I do. I don't clip anymore. I'm no longer a clipper. I'm just trying to get to my family. That's it. And the past few episodes, unfortunately, we've had to see him break that moral code to protect innocent people. And it makes a lot of sense, but I can tell there's a big moral dilemma with Sonny going on in doing so, which is why I think at the end, when Baijee's older brother, the big guy, the leader of the advocates, the leader of the underboss of the advocates, did that. He hit him with, I think, 3 or 4 pressure points that sent him into a state of a comatose state, to which pretty much the same technique that the Master used on MK in the mirror room. And you see in the previews for next week's episode that, he faces off against all the people that he's killed. All 500 now, I believe. Yes, all 500 and some victims that he's killed. You hear that woman say, hello, Sonny. You remember who I am? These are all the victims in which you killed. And so you see Sonny get surrounded by them. They even dogpile on him. And to which he's like, and so we find a lot about in this episode. We find a lot more about Baijee. The chubby guy, Sonny's chubby companion. Turns out he used to be one of the Abbots, and that's why when you see the big guy that Sonny killed, he literally said, hello, brother. He said, oh, hello. He said, listen, man, just kill my brother. He's always been the a-hole, and things of that nature. And literally, the way Sonny killed him, I have to say, it's pretty darn nice, because he literally gave this man a Gumby style slice to the head, which killed him instantly. Even he said, get over with. And I think he did that as a token so then Sonny can make amends and peace with his past, and it's actually pretty nice to see that. We see MK and Ava heading off. We see MK get attacked by a man. He said, you think you can steal from me, you little worm, things of that nature, to which Ava saves him. And so they hide off from the Abbots because they no longer want to live there anymore. We also know that Ava really didn't have much of a home to call, and MK, while they're hiding out at this Blanca Peak Hotel, MK picks up a magazine after telling Ava that he killed his mother because he could feel it. And so he says, I told you, the Master was wrong. There is no such place as Azrael. We're going to go here, we're going to start a new life, just live our lives the way we want to. Unfortunately, that was all bombarded when the Abbots tracked down MK using a Geiger meter. And Sonny, they reunited. It was cool to see them fight alongside. But unfortunately, Ava lost the battle. But before she dies, she ended up killing one of the Abbots, female Abbots. And so I didn't know that Ava was one of the gifted. But I think it was kind of obvious. Why would she be there? I was asking myself that question. So, unfortunately, MK loses the woman that he really started to have feelings for, and so he has to move on without her. But also, the widow's still up to her little scheme, trying to find companions to go against all the other remaining Barretts. So then there's only 2 left. That would be Quinn and her. And so that'll be interesting. You see Ava reunite with the widow, because Ava can't. I'm sorry, not Ava, but you see Vale reunite with the widow because because with the widow, they always find runaways as they call them. And in the truck, you see Vale with her baby. To which Hilda says, "Wait a minute, is that Sonny's?" And she said, "Yes." "Have you seen him?" She's like, "No, I haven't seen him." Or MK. So, and before that, Hilda even got some stuff off her chest as well with one of her friends. One of her friends saying that she's tired of being someone's property, things of that nature. And Hilda is telling her, listen, confessing to her, confiding into her, and telling her, listen, I was once somebody's property too. Because her friend asked her, why do you always call the widow your mother? She said, because the widow's always been my mother. She's always been there for me. She's given me a place to stay and always treated me with love and care. She says, before the widow's husband died, he used to come in my room while I was asleep and sexually assault her, unfortunately. And which prompted Hilda's old friend to actually kiss her, a little mini makeout session. To which Waldo saw that, and she heard him from the Waldo. He said, listen, I don't care who you like or who you lock lips with or something of that variation. As long as you just don't forget the mission, which is protecting the widow and things of that nature. So I can tell that's going to be really awkward. If that's going to be addressed next week, I'm not sure. But it probably is, which I know is going to be a little awkward. But I look forward to it. I look forward to next week's episode. But this is your boy Chase Speaks. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you guys think about the video episode. What do you guys think is going to happen based off of the previews that we got for next week's episode. This is your boy Chase Speaks, man. I love you guys. One love.